Good evening and welcome to the program. This is The Limelight and my name is Prince Apollo. Now, DNA testing has become a commonly used method in family disputes by providing irrefutable proof of relationships between parents and children. But this method also comes with risks of emotional distress, but also family breakups. Now, in this program, we look at the effectiveness of DNA testing in resolving family disputes, but we also look at the risks associated with this method. We in the program have Mr. Isaac Nwagaba, and Isaac Nwagaba is a family counselor, but also the executive director at Positive Attitude Counseling Services, a mental health organization in Uganda. Welcome to the program, Uncle Isaac.
Thank you very much, Mr. Apollo. I'm very glad to be here today. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you very much.
All right. Talk about the effectiveness of DNA testing in resolving family disputes in Uganda. How effective is it?
Well, it's a very sensitive topic indeed. It's been moving around all over the country now. Who doesn't know what's happening in Uganda right now? Well, I think DNA has been overrated because very many people tend to look at the negative side when actually DNA has also the positive side. For example, if it's used very, very effectively, it can really help and support families in different ways. I've seen it very many times. But in regard to Uganda right now, like the situation we are in right now, I feel sometimes it's being misused. It's used for wrong purposes. I just want to give you one example. You know, like you said, I am a family counselor, and of course, I've dealt with very many cases regarding it. So, very many times we've seen people use DNA to harass their partners.
Sure.
And that's a wrong reason for that. Because now they are targeting their partners. They are looking for ways to get rid of them, and which is very, very sad. We've seen people use DNA to run away from responsibilities. They do not want to take any responsibility, so they use DNA to get eliminated. They don't want that kind of attachment. No, that's also very bad. But also, we've seen people use DNA to fight different battles in families, you know. But anyway, we also want to say that it has its own effects on families, on children, on both partners, the husband and the wife. Very many effects. Some could be positive, but of course, many can also be negative.
Uncle Sam, tell us
Exactly.
in under what circumstances can DNA testing be appropriate, especially in resolving a family dispute?
Oh yeah, I just want to give you one example. For example, if maybe the family is looking to settle some cases. Now, this could be like in court cases. We've seen DNA come out to support the cases in courts. It's been helpful. It's been really, really helpful. We've seen people using DNA, you know, to get to know their health status. You know, very many people think that DNA is only used to attest the results, to confirm
paternity or
the
maternity.
paternity or maternity. But it's beyond that. We've seen people use DNA to get to understand some of the health reasons that maybe they could avoid in future. They can also target you, and they could use that for that. We've seen people use DNA for immigration purposes. I mean, there are very many different reasons to use DNA, and could be very helpful. But unfortunately, we choose to look on the wrong side.
Okay,
Well,
let's look at cases of disputes in families. For instance, where the paternity or maternity is not confirmed, and they need proof to confirm that these children are actually biologically children of such and such parents.
Yeah.
Under which circumstances should it be applied? Is it should it be applied in cases perhaps where the children are aged, have come of age, or are still young, or newborns? Where is it appropriate in your opinion?
I think it should be applied where it is needed. Okay, and where it is needed is in some situations you might see that there is no need for DNA, but people still go ahead. And like I told you, some people have wrong reasons for that. But to be appropriate, first of all, you need to be prepared for it.
Preparedness.
Preparedness. It's very, very, very important because bearing in mind that it has its own effects. These effects can be psychological, it can be physical, it could be very many. So that means there has to be a need for someone to be prepared. Not only one person, because if you bring the issue of DNA, very many parties are involved. For example, the mother, the child, the father, but also the community, the relatives. It's a big thing. So therefore, for us as therapists, we really encourage for people to prepare for that. That is pre-test, but also post-test. And what do we do in preparing these people? First of all, we bring them to acceptance.
Okay.
That first of all, you have agreed as a family.
Or there should be consent.
Of course, it has to be there. If it's not consented, then that means there is a wrong hidden reason for that. So there has to be consent for all the parties. And so there has to be an agreement. The reasons must be very clear to all the parties. We are doing this for that, for that. But also be prepared for outcomes, and that's our job as counselors now. We come in.
Okay.
Because many times people have been prepared, but they're
not ready for the outcome.
Thank you. They have been
especially when they are negative.
They have been misprepared. And so they have to be prepared psychologically, physically for whatever that is coming up. And this preparedness has to be very, very sensitive, and it should bring a person to a point when they are now ready to face a reality, but also ready to accept whatever that is coming up.
All right.
But also there has to be like a plan. What happens if it comes out positive?
Okay.
What happens if it comes out negative? Some of these things are talked about before.
Okay.
And then people are ready for that.
All right. Let's talk about the effects. Especially, you talked about psychological effects. Talk about them. How severe are these effects to individuals who partake DNA testing?
Well, there are very many effects, and they do not affect one person. I'm telling you, they affect a man, affect a woman, affect a child, they affect the whole family in that picture. But these effects might differ from a person to a person. But let's talk about maybe a woman, because many times women are suspected.
Victims.
Yeah, they are suspected, they are victims, and they are victimized. One of the major reasons, of course, they'll be stressed, and stress is a psychological illness actually, which can actually graduate into depression. And that moment, stress can be cured through counseling and therapy. But unfortunately, these women do not get that, and so they end up getting into distress, anxiety, and also getting depressed. Why? Because some women anticipate what might come out. They know what they did. So sometimes the anxiety is too much. And maybe they've been hiding this situation for long. And now the truth is coming out, it's unfolding. And so the anxiety, the stress is too much. And this could lead to very many symptoms, and this could lead to very many circumstances. For example, someone can die actually.
Can actually, that's what I was going to ask. Can this lead to death?
Definitely, someone can die if they are not handled so well. But also they can lose their marriage. Understand?
Oh, yeah.
And women with marriage, they're always, sensitive about that. But also they lose relationships. That is now on the social side. They suffer what we call stigma, and that is a psychological illness as well. They suffer social stigma, psychological stigma, isolation, and it's too much now from the family of a man, because now they are all blaming this woman for having cheated. So, and cheating is also another issue now, because they've been suspecting her, and now the truth has come out. So that means there is no protection for her, which leaves her vulnerable in that situation. And very many things can happen right there.
Okay, Uncle Isaac, let's talk about children, because most often children have also suffered victims of such a methods like DNA testing. How severe has it, or is it to children, in case perhaps they find the results, the paternity results are negative?
That's so sad, because now for children, they are just minors. They are just innocent. I mean, they're just innocent. And something happens, that means they are confused. They're in a state of confusion right now. They don't know what to do. They've been looking at this father, they're looking at dad and mom, and something has just come up. They've been loving this man so passionately, but something scientifically has proven that this is not your dad. You asked the question before, that does it affect the children, the small ones, the old ones, or the bigger ones? I'm telling you, we've had what we call identity crisis. Identity crisis affects everyone at every
regardless
stage.
of age.
Regardless. I've seen very many old people who are crying. They really want to know. They want to connect with their roots. They want to connect with their parents. You've seen them very many times. And so it brings a gap and also takes us into parenting. So one of the biggest effects that can affect this child's mental health is the identity crisis. They will grow up confused. They will be disgusted. They don't know who to trust. They don't know what happened. They are just innocent. But also, they are deprived of love. And love comes in very many forms. I believe after the results, love doesn't remain the same. Even if this is just natural, love doesn't remain the same. Especially when finances has been involved. The man has been putting finances, been educating, has been paying bills, school, and now something has just showed up. Leaves them confused. But also, it affects their children's rights in one way or the other. Do you know that there are some parents, after seeing the results there and then, they will disown this child?
At times.
Many times. Do you know they can even take away their name, because they've been giving away their own name?
The clan name.
The father, yes. You understand? If I named my child after my name or after my father's name, and the results have shown negative, very many fathers would say, I'll take out my name.
That's another.
That's another issue, a very, very big identity issue. And now, very many times, they'll also disown, they'll also take away the privileges, but also they will stop being responsible. Every child in this world needs someone to be responsible to, because they're just children, and so they are very vulnerable. They are helpless. They need a shoulder to lean on. They need a father, but right now they are just confused. Their rights have been deprived. Their parents have been, and also conflicts, because it leaves them in a state of conflict. They don't know who is who now, and also that state of who cheated on the other,
Oh.
whose mistake was it.
Oh.
Now, why am I here? I've seen very many children who would ask you, I feel confused and I feel lost. I don't know if God is there in heaven. Why did he allow this to happen to me? Why did mommy do this? Why did daddy do this? So it's really affecting their mental health. And these children grow up with bitterness. They grow up with trauma. And
Of
this
neglect.
trauma, definitely, this trauma will affect them, will haunt them. Even if they have grown to be successful parents, we've seen successful rich people struggling emotionally, mentally, psychologically, because of lack of identity. Let me tell you, identity is something very, very deep
Yeah, sure.
that it really affects everyone at every stage.
Let's talk about parents. So who at a later stage, perhaps they really love these children, they knew they were biological children.
Yeah.
Then at a later stage, boom, they are told this is not your biological child. And how does that affect their mental position?
It really, really crushes their mental health. It really crushes it. That's why I was telling you that it's very important for them to be prepared. But how many seek for that? They don't care. They just go agree, and sometimes it's just one party agreeing. It's just from the father or maybe from the mother, and they'll coerce the other party into that. And now that brings a lot of issues. So a lot of things happen because and some things the family is not ready to take them up, because right after there the family can break up. Right after there, I don't want you to come with me to my home. So there is a lot of blame shifting. There is a lot of stigma. There is a lot of pointing fingers, because very many things are involved. It's not about cheating, but it's about trust. And when trust is broken, trust is something very, very important. It's currency. Once it's broken, then it takes a lot of time to be restored. And so there are very many things there. It might end up into violence, might end up into family breakups, might end up into, losing a life. I've heard of a story. I think I saw this story somewhere. After the DNA's test, the children, this father thought the children were his, like very many fathers would want. And so after the test, I think there were like 5 kids. Only one child came up to be his. Now, this father didn't go home. He just called his friends. He was picked by his friends and took him into some house. And he told his friend, please lock me inside here, because when I go outside, I'll do something very bad.
Oh.
Now, I think that was a wise father, because he knew what would happen. So he didn't even go home. After some time, he was engaged. Actually, this friend of him contacted us as counselors. We had to do our job to really prepare this man to accept and go back to his family. So you can see its magnitude. It's not about excitement. It's not about let's go for DNA. No. Very many issues, very many things are involved. You need to unpack one by one. What is going to happen after here? Am I ready for the effects? Am I ready for the outcomes? And so very many things are happening.
Very many things are in there. Let's now, as we prepare to wind up, let's talk about. Let's talk about. You talked about trust.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, if the potential results come out negative, then there is that blame game of you cheated. What can you say about the relationships today as a family counselor. What are you doing, or what should be done within families, within these two people in relationships, a father and a mother, to ensure that cases of negative paternity tests can reduce or can be reduced?
Wow. Thank you for that question because it's really, really big. I cannot just wrap it up in just a few minutes. But as a family counselor, I would still take you guys back to the foundation. What really mattered before getting into a relationship? What are some of the values that you as a person believed in, and how prepared were you to get into this relationship? Still, we'll still go back. Very many people jump into relationships for wrong reasons. That's where the problem is. And because of that, we've seen consequences. We've seen the issues of DNAs coming up. We've seen family breaking there and then. So for me, if you ask me that question, I would still tell each and every person that is engaged. If you're not engaged, then you are very lucky because then you still have your time to prepare.
Yeah.
Prepare
Before going
before
into marriage.
engaging it, because this is marriage is for life. Us as Christians, we believe that, right? This is for life. So you don't want to do life with someone that you don't trust. You don't want to commit to do life with someone that tomorrow you want to drag them into DNA issues. So trust, but also prepare. Get enough notes. Prepare for that. But also, once you're engaged and you really want to avoid these things, I think it's very important, first of all, to value your mental health, first of all, because you see, if you're always looking for something, you'll always find it. I have very many clients who come to me and they will tell me that every time they travel, maybe for 2 weeks or 1 week, they would come back and test their partners to see if they have acquired HIV/AIDS. Now, how long will you do that? And
So that is mistrust between
definitely,
these
it
two
is
partners.
mistrust. And for me, then, what are you looking for? Because then, if you put your heart to it, I believe that one day you might get what you're looking for. So we just need to fix our mindset and trust and be faithful.
Faithful to each other.
Faithful to each other. And that should be intentional because there is nobody that is going to come and inject you with with trust. It's something that you build and over time, but also you teach it to your partners because not everyone knows everything. But also, if there is need for seeking for help, it's very, very helpful.
Let's wind up now on whether these services, you talked about pre and post testing services, are they available and where can they be found?
In Uganda, we are blessed that we have very many people who support. For example, you just contacted me. I'm a family counselor. I'm a marriage counselor. So I believe there are very many people who didn't know that, such people are there. So make use of us. Try to look around and get someone who is going to prepare you. And not everyone will prepare you. Please avoid going to relatives for this kind of support, because then that means they are not going to be balanced, they're going to be biased. So it's very important for you guys to look for trained people, look for therapists like us, look for counselors, trusted people. Let them prepare you psychologically for what you are about to go through, because you might not be ready for it. And once you've taken a step and gone for it, the results could be so dangerous and devastating.
Your final parting shot, Uncle Isaac, would you recommend families or partners to go for DNA tests? I mean, without a dispute, perhaps to confirm their paternity, paternity with their children.
Yeah.
Would you recommend them to go
Well,
even without a dispute?
well, I wouldn't say yes. I wouldn't say no. I would still say if you have a reason for it, because very many people go for it for wrong reasons. If you have a really valid reason for it, please go for it. But also involve parties that are involved. Do not go alone. Do not go behind someone.
Oh, that is
Make sure that you seek consent,
seek consent
as long as
of
there
all
are
parties
valid
involved.
reasons and good reasons for it. I mean, it's helpful. It's really
Thank you so much for your time, Uncle Sam.
helpful.
Uncle Isaac and Nwagaba Isaac
Yes.
is a family counselor, but also a therapist.
Yeah.
An executive director at Positive Attitude Counseling Services, a mental health organization in Uganda. Thank you so much for your time and these powerful insights.
Thank you very much for having me, and God bless you.
Thank you. Viewers, that's it. You must prepare in case you plan to go for a DNA test. Prepare. Don't rush, because there could be disastrous effects or consequences attached to that DNA test you are looking for. My name is Prince Apollo. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next Friday in another edition of The Limelight, God bless you. God bless Uganda.